Persona 5 Tactica is a story-driven tactical game featuring all your favorite characters from Persona 5. In this spin-off of the original, you'll be following the story of the Phantom Thieves as they become drawn into a further political battle with a new twist. That being said, if you haven't played any of the other series, or at least Persona 5, I strongly advise that you do so before trying to pick up this game, since it will most likely ruin your experience. Persona is one of those games that doesn't make any sense to people who haven't played the series. What I mean to say is it's not a game that sells itself. It's the characters, the story, and most importantly, the wonderful and talented voice actors that bring each character to life. What else is there to say aside from how adorable everything looks? While some may find that the chibi-styled characters look goofy or strange, I feel that it helps bring out the expressions and personalities of each and every one of them, both good and bad. Even though the style, art-wise, has altered significantly, the design has not changed. It's not terribly complicated, and it retains the black and red contrasts found in the original game's menus, interactions, and more. I believe this is the most essential aspect of the game, as it brings people back who have already played Persona 5, and really everything in the prior game as its story and characters and bonds that you form with them follow you to this game, and if you haven't got that bond, you're not going to experience the same experience most people will have. So if this is your first time playing Persona, you'd have a very different opinion than a die-hard fan or somebody who enjoyed the previous versions. While the game appears to be pretty pleasant at first with its music, its voice acting, and its visuals, one issue that I did take notice eventually, which is true across the majority of the franchise, is the voice acting. While it's absolutely fantastic for both the English voices and the Japanese voices, I really wish the crucial conversations for the main story, such as the dialogue boxes and the cutscenes, would be fully voiced. I'm aware that it usually starts off strong with the first few hours being fully voice acted, and then sporadically removing it throughout the middle of the game before reintroducing it at the end. All I really wanted to do was sit back, relax, and listen to each of the characters speak, rather than reading a portion and then suddenly hearing them speak and then going back to reading again. If you're looking for something genuinely intriguing and difficult, I don't think it's a particularly good game, as it rides off the interest of Persona as a leading factor for its gameplay. It just doesn't seem to be worth the asking price. The combat is straightforward, and you're given a mission which must be completed, but it's usually something boring like finish this mission in one turn, while utilizing a handful of the mechanisms that lengthen your turn with combo effects, making it terribly linear and unsatisfying and more of a chore as it holds your hand. You can definitely try to push yourself further by increasing the difficulty and attempting to fulfill all of the optional objectives. However, this reinforces the impression that there's only one way to fulfill them effectively. I only recently finished Persona 5 a few years ago, and I can honestly tell you that if you haven't played it, you're not really going to appreciate this game. If I didn't play Persona 5, I would most likely give this game a 3 out of 10. This is nothing more than a new title to milk the franchise for all of the fans who just want to see Morgana and the group being a relatable band of friends as they battle the conflicts of the media and change the world's hearts. While it does demonstrate a graphically appealing and presentable game, you appear to admire it merely for the fact that it is a Persona game, and not a thoroughly thought out game with any depth outside of that fact.